Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So this was something that happened earlier this week. It kind of flew under the radar because everybody's talking about the whole train derailment fiasco, which is an utter disaster. But politically speaking, ahead of 2024, Republicans are kind of in a weird predicament. Because 2022 didn't go so well for them. The party is divided, and they kind of arguably are getting outflanked by their opposition in terms of ballot collection. Because how do you win an election? It's the same thing with any game or any sport besides golf. You score the most points, you win. You get the most ballots in the ballot box by election day, you win. I'm not entirely a fan of our current election system. I think the fact that you have this election month is a disaster. The fact that it takes a year in some states to count the votes is a total disaster. And I think people should maybe have an in-person early voting period like they do in Florida, like the week before the election. Maybe that's it. And you have very limited absentees for people who cannot physically, for the life of them, get to the ballot box by election day or to the polling place and vote. But what we do know is that Republicans, as of late, have been changing their tune on it. And still, one could say the de facto leader of the Republican Party is still Donald Trump. And Donald Trump went out there, and he's changing his tune on this. He is changing his tune on mail-ins. He's changing his tune on ballot harvesting. He's saying he doesn't like it, which is true. You're not supposed to like it. But in places where it is legal, it is a necessity for survival in this day and age politically. And that much is very true. And last week I talked about what happened in a special Senate election that took place in Pennsylvania that was open. You saw Republicans start to utilize mail-ins more because they understand it's survival. And you saw groups that were right-wing, that were Republican-aligned, that went out there and did what they could do to get as many people voting as early and quickly as possible. And then down the stretch, it's like, okay, we get all these people voting early. Let's go find voters down the stretch. They're able to do that. Democrats are able to do that. They're able to find votes down the stretch. You look at what they're able to do. They're able to go to Detroit, bus voters to the polls. They're able to go to Milwaukee. They're able to go to Philadelphia, run up ridiculous margins with voters that usually don't exactly have historically high turnout rates, like black voters or Hispanic voters or whatever. Republicans have a new base that is not really that high turnout. The suburbanites in the counties in the suburbs, the white college-educated voters, they're shifting left. And pandering to them is not going to bring them back, just like pandering to black voters is not going to raise your margins with black voters. You could say maybe suburban white voters are more elastic, and I would agree with you, but still, the trends are set in stone. You got to go after all the votes you can get, the votes in your cultural centers. A lot of votes left off the table in rural Pennsylvania. You got to go get them. You got to chase every ballot. And the disappointing thing about the RNC chair election, where Harmy Dillon ended up losing to McDaniel, is because Ronna Romney McDaniel has also been a staunch opponent of using the left tactics against them. And Dillon brought this to the forefront. Maybe McDaniel will change her tune a little bit. I don't really know. I don't really trust her to lead competently. Her messaging's still going to suck. But this is a very good thing. I mean, you talk about the fact that you look at places like Arizona, you look at Maricopa County, and you see what happens when you don't utilize the early system to the maximum of your ability. And it doesn't always pan out too well. We saw that in 2022. And we need to win. We do. The system, you could say it's not the way it should be. I get it. But if ballot harvesting is legal in certain states, and you're not ballot harvesting where Democrats are ballot harvesting, like in Nevada, you're going to lose slam dunk elections. The Nevada Democrats have been taken over by crazy people. They're completely unhinged. The fact that you lost a Senate seat to them with your star candidate, who arguably should run again in 2024, is a total unmitigated disaster. And it's not talked about enough because a lot of the leadership within the GOP still likes losing. But the fact that you have the leader of the Republican Party, the de facto leader, at least of the grassroots, changing his tune on this is a good thing. Of course, he's going to have his detractors. Many of them will enter the comment section, and they will say things such as, well, Trump shouldn't have attacked it in the first place. And it's like, okay, well, Republicans in general have been attacking ballot harvesting and stuff long before Donald Trump. And I agree we should have used it to our advantage. Probably would have been able to take a W in 2020, or at least take a W in 2022. But at the end of the day, we can't change the past. We can change the future. And it doesn't matter who the nominee is. We need to get the entire base aligned with using the left's tactics against them when it comes to our elections, or we're never going to win another election. All these lawsuits to change election laws haven't really been working, have they? Okay, well, we got to do what we can do. Where are drop boxes in the rural areas? Where are they? Where are our harvesting operations? We have them in Florida in certain places, maybe not drop boxes themselves, but harvesting, you look at California. They started to do it in California. Now, California, I wouldn't say it's like becoming a Republican state, but at the same time, it is a state that has moved to the right. You're flipping House seats there. You haven't done that since the 1990s. You're getting the governorship within 20 points. It's closer with some nobody at the top of the ticket for the Republicans than Florida's is. Florida, traditionally the closest swing state in the entire country over the past 20 years. Not anymore, because you have Republican leadership there that's changing it. And we got to get that nationwide. But in order to do so, we're going to have to win elections. And we can't win elections with our current election system unless we decide to use the tactics of the opposition that is using the system to their advantage to win. And this is very true. You talk about ballot harvesting, and you look at the laws by state. Well, you look at it, and you see Pennsylvania right there. You look at Michigan. You look at North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Arizona, Texas, Nevada. These are all states that are probably going to be under 10 percentage points. Even Ohio and Iowa probably, you could even say, would not be under 10, but still could very well be states that will move even more so to the right if Republicans decide to do this. The math is in the Republicans' favor. There is so much room to improve in a lot of these places, and we'll just have to see what happens. But either way, changing the conversation right now is the right thing to do. It's the right step in the right direction, especially ahead of these primaries. We're less than a year from Iowa, New Hampshire. I think they're moving up Michigan. I don't know if they're going to do it for both the Dems and the Republicans, but Iowa and New Hampshire are definitely going to be states that will be happening early, and then you'll see the Super Tuesday primaries in a lot of these states. And we need to make sure that we could change the conversation now so it's not like an 11th hour type of thing that doesn't work. We have to go out there, chase every ballot and get them into the ballot box, or as Joe Biden would say, the battle box by election day. That's how we win. When we win, when we start winning elections, you know what we're going to do? We're probably going to make the opposition regret they ever instituted this election system. They're going to be very scared, and we're going to take power, and we are going to use that power to our advantage in order to change the election system back to, what it really was before. Or maybe we'll decide to keep it but make it more efficient, and who knows what we're going to do. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But either way, it just shows that there's a lot of room to grow. Trump is changing his tune. He's being attacked by the left right now. I chose the Wall Street Journal article. It's probably one of the most favorable headlines to Trump right here. And we'll see what happens. But they're not happy about this. They're not. And I hope that if Trump does not win the nomination somehow, that whoever the Republican nominee is will also embrace using the election system to our advantage, because that will be a perfect step in the right direction in order to win swing states. We dropped the ball in swing states in 2022. The House popular vote, we won that. We flipped seats in the House. California generic vote was the closest in years. But in a lot of these swing states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, there's no operation. And I don't anticipate Michigan to be a state that Republicans are going to win. I don't even know if they're going to take Pennsylvania. But either way, if they get a nationwide operation, some of the incompetence within these state GOPs will matter less. And just our sheer ability to go out there and win will matter more. And that's what it comes down to. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.